right, the first thing on here is approval of the meeting minutes from the February meeting. So I motion to approve the February 27th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I have to abstain.
Yeah, that's right. Nick wasn't there.
Oh, neither was I.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
So don't Cora. That one. Okay, so then we'll just approve that the next meeting.
Yeah.
All right, so then moving on to our business. So looking ahead at upcoming events, so the one that's right around the corner is the Easter egg hunt. That's April 18th. Let's see the things from the town. So at the last meeting, we talked about volunteers who's going to be in the costumes for arrival and setup. I suggested 8:30. The event starts at 10. If everybody's okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then, have we figured out any other town council members that will be in attendance?
Yeah, I can't only because it's a work day, only because it's a Friday.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there. Candy will be there.
I don't think you have a choice.
Okay.
Do we have the mayor? The mayor will be there, right?
Yes, yeah.
And we have the sound system so that the mayor can be heard, so that the kids know when to run when she says go.
We have the current one, yes.
Okay.
Do we want to change how it's all organized? Like young kid, old kid locations, or the starting location? Wasn't there an issue last year with everybody kind of
Dispersing.
it's too big a crowd to manage properly anyway, maybe.
But thinking about that park, I mean, do you have any recommendations for where we could have people line up?
Starting at, where did we start last time? Was it at the top of the hill? Is
Yeah.
where we started?
That was
And
where the
they all
older
came-
kids started.
Yeah, because we were going to kind of create
avalanche.
like a natural line to keep people
Maybe
behind.
start, I don't know, start in the middle of the park and have half the crowd goes that way and the other half goes that way.
Right
We
next
could
to
do that,
the,
yeah, but
right
Right
next to the pavilion or the snack shack
Right.
there would be great.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Because there's that trail there, they can each stand on either side of the trail, and then
Yeah.
Mayor Link only has to say go once, and then everybody goes.
Yeah.
It's a great
And we're still
idea.
going to do the lower half is going to be the young kids.
Yeah.
Like the open field. And
Yeah.
then the top.
Yeah,
For the older kids.
and then make sure that we're still holding back eggs, just for the people to show up a little bit later. So it says staff will make and hand out flyers for around town. Do you need anything from us for that?
I'll just send you the flyers to print out, or if you don't have a printer that's up to the task, I can print them out here and you can pick them up.
Okay, yeah, that'd be
I've
perfect.
hit up 25% of Main Street so far, so wherever you go, drop them off. Or not, whatever, do you?
Okay, so then thinking about if we're gonna have people stand by the snack shack, kind of just in the middle of the park, can we think of anything that would help designate that? Because I guess like with the way that the sidewalk goes, like that will kind of help be like one natural line, but on the other side, any ideas?
The from the sidewalk to the grass area that is enclosed by all the sidewalks. You know where the big rock is?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't describe it properly.
It's just there's a lot
big
of
rock,
people.
yeah.
There's a rock. There's a big tree. There's the pavilion. It's pavilion, tree, rock.
Do we have like small, like
Within the bounds of the sidewalk, like in.
like not the big traffic cones, but the smaller ones to kind of like designate, or
Something like that would be great.
or even like just spray paint on the ground, like the grass safe kind
Mhm.
that will like wash away the next time it rains.
Yeah, we did
Plenty
that
of
during
cones for
COVID
Public
times.
Works.
Yeah.
The separate distance.
Just as long as the kids don't then run over the cones and they become like a tripping hazard.
We don't want to use the caution tape again.
It doesn't look very.
No, it doesn't look very
Nice.
inviting. It doesn't say Christmas hunt.
Okay. And then for the scavenger hunt, we have ideas for words circulating in an email thread. We can't talk about it at the meeting because we don't want to give it away. But I'll take everybody's suggestions, and we should probably try to just pin down a word, I don't know, the next few days.
When do you guys normally hide them?
The morning of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we having? Do we have volunteers to help hide them, like Boy Scouts or anything?
I'm still waiting for them to come in. Everybody's volunteering for the skate jam and the
Yeah.
cleanup, but nobody stepped up for the Easter egg hunt yet to hide the eggs. So
Okay.
I can reach out to a Boy Scout crew.
Do you mean that or the scavenger hunt?
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the Easter egg hunt again.
Okay.
The regular one.
Okay.
Oh, you were talking about hiding the
She's
scav
hiding
egg.
the scav.
Okay, I was confused.
We can do all the stuff on Friday, and then that afternoon into the evening, the rest of my shift, I can go to each park and post them up
Okay.
in wherever we decide.
Okay, that'd be great.
When does the scavenger egg hunt start? Does it start right after our egg hunt, or does it start later that night?
So historically, I've hidden them before the egg hunt, and then I go over to the standard egg hunt,
Okay,
and then I would go back out on Sunday to pick them up.
okay.
We don't have to do that, we don't have to keep doing the same thing every year. But the good thing about that is that when people leave, because the actual egg hunt is 5 minutes. So then after that, there's like an activity that they can go straight to,
Right.
if they want to
Okay.
do that.
Okay, I'll do that Thursday evening then,
Okay,
instead
awesome.
of on Friday.
Thank you, Drew.
Yeah.
What have the prizes been in the past? For like who was the first one to guess?
I believe it's been gift cards for either a likely story bookstore or Firehouse Creamery, or a mix of them. And I can't remember the limit. So I'm getting confused with the Halloween, because I know the Halloween one, but I think the Easter one.
Well,
Yeah.
Janet took care of it. I don't know
Yeah.
if we ever knew what the point value was.
Mhm.
She bought it. She would buy the 3. And then the first 3 people that got it right, they would win the prize. Did we do first, second, third, or just first and second?
I'm not sure.
Because again, I'm thinking of
Yeah,
Halloween
yeah, me
because
too.
we do
Yeah,
first, second,
first,
third.
second, third.
Sure, it's in an email somewhere,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Is it in your book?
It's a brand new book.
It's a brand new book.
A brand new book.
See, I feel like in the past we've only done it for I guess everybody that submitted the word and got it right, then it was like a raffle out of those people. I thought that's what it was.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it was just one
Yeah,
person.
they had a deadline to submit the answer.
Yeah,
and they were
it's probably
included
going to
in
be
the raffle.
Sunday.
I think that seems better. Because then everybody has a chance,
Right.
Yeah.
like based on what plans you have, and you don't have to feel like you need to be the first one to figure
Yeah.
it out. Yeah.
Better for kiddos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does that work, Drew?
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
I will do whatever you guys want.
And in the past, we've also unfortunately had an issue where some of our eggs have gone missing. So we'll probably need somebody to check up on them at least once a day. And that's why we had the 3 flimsy eggs, because those were ones that we just had to do at the last second to replace ones that got stolen.
You want to split the parks up some and just, I can look over a few and that are in my neighborhood and others can do the same.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And we still haven't decided what parks to put the equipment in. Okay.
Last meeting, we had talked about having it closer to Main Street so
that's
that
right,
they're
yeah.
a little bit more walkable. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. And if you guys have any areas that you have a clue or something, we'll add it to the sheet, because there's a sheet.
Yes.
Well, that's even better then. Main Street, there's more eyes,
Yeah.
so safer for the eggs.
Put it at the railroad, the little railroad,
Yeah.
the fountain.
Here at Townhouse.
Don't want to give it away now, though, do we?
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to look at
The
the
general,
box if it's in
the
Main
general
Street.
vicinity. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so anything else on the Easter egg hunt for now?
Is
Okay.
Connor being the bunny?
I thought we had a Sparky and a bunny, but so I haven't asked him yet. I can ask.
You're
I thought Drew
Sparky?
was going to be Sparky, and I thought
I'm Sparky.
Nick or
You're being
Eric was
Sparky.
going to be the
Yeah.
bunny.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could be a bunny. I don't care.
Yeah, last time I was there, didn't cover.
Dan had somebody, a 15-year-old.
His
Oh.
son.
It's his
Oh,
son.
yeah,
I
his
think
son.
it was
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was trying to get service hours.
Perfect.
So,
All right. Well, I'll follow up with Dan about that.
Okay.
And then if not, then Nick, you'll
Okay.
opt in for that.
Been the bunny before.
If it changes, let me know.
Maybe. Thank you. Okay, so then moving on to spring cleanup. So as we discussed, the cleanup will be focused on Shannon Run area, cleaning trash and staining benches. So that event will be 10 to 10:30. We'll get there a little bit earlier. Who is available to help with that?
I can do that.
I'll be there.
Sorry, what was that date?
Yeah. What is it?
It is
April the 12th.
12th.
April the 12th.
That's before the Easter weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the Saturday before the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah,
April the 12th.
we start off pretty hot, one after the other.
I think I can do that.
I cannot, but I have volunteers coming in, and I will send you a list, Alex, and I'm going to CC Drew on that list.
Okay, awesome.
And
Thank you.
I think we can make it too. I'm looking over to Candy. She's, what do you think so?
Brave one.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, awesome.
It's way out there.
Yeah, so the thought is, since things have gone pretty fast in the past, not only having them have a hands-on approach to the cleanup, but also when everybody's done, I'll give a nature walk and tell them all about like the Dutchman's trousers and stuff that are growing at that southern loop, so that not only is it you cared physically, but now you care because you know. That's kind of a knowledge
Oh,
thing.
I like
That's an
that.
awesome idea.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Okay, so then the next event on here is the June 14th concert.
Sorry. What time do you want volunteers there? Do you want them there at 10? Do you want there a couple minutes early so you can go over directions on how to clean the benches, or is 10 o'clock start time?
Yeah, for the student volunteers, 10 is fine.
Okay.
But you want us there around 9:30?
I would say 9:30 would be
Okay.
sufficient.
I always in the past have just told volunteers to bring work gloves and a reusable water bottle. And then I generally say, don't wear your Sunday best and wear walking shoes. Do I need to tell them anything different now that we're actually cleaning benches? Or is that sufficient?
If they're going to be staying, I would just I would tell them that that's one of the activities they could be doing. So
Okay,
make sure that they don't wear clothes that they care about getting dirty.
right.
So, Drew, would you want us to meet here first and get supplies for it?
I figured you guys can all meet there at 9:30. I'll be here at 9, load my car up, and then just meet you all there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. If you change your mind, need a hand this way, just let us know.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so then the June 14th concert.
We're not talking about the skate jam?
Oh, so I'm just going up. We'll go back.
Oh,
Go-
okay.
yeah,
Just
we
go
did
back
it.
this one.
Oh, I was following the notes from Joe.
Oh, I think skate jam got left off of this
Yep.
one.
That's my fault.
Oh, I was just reading your staff report.
That's the problem with
following
living
that.
documents is
Yeah, that's
Okay, then we'll go back to this.
It's okay.
It's a bigger conversation anyway. Yeah, just before this meeting, I talked to Jason from the skate shop, and he is not available on May 10th, the date that we chose for the skate jam, or the backup day. He said it'll probably be out through May. So we need to try to think of how we want to, like, if we want to try to push it back, see if we have other dates closer to the end of the summer or fall, or if we want to try to go back to him and just say that we still want to continue the event regardless.
I think it'd be tough without them.
Mhm.
What do you think?
No, May is not an option at all anymore.
No.
And I remember when we said something about a summer month, he said that would be too hot. So we do have September, but then we have a park cleanup, we have a concert, we have a movie.
We could combine. We could have the skate jam on our concert date.
That's
And then
when
have
the
here
park
till
cleanup.
Sunday.
That's
Like,
when the park cleanup is. Park cleanup and concert is
okay,
on the
never mind.
20th, and the movie's on the 13th. So that's 2 back-to-back Saturdays.
I think that's a conversation with Jason. Honestly,
It'd be best
if
if
he
you-
wants to see it, continue,
Yeah.
like I think we all do, then let's dig our heels in a little bit more. Keep May 10th and just be like, Jason, is there any way you can give us judges, any of your employees, any of your people? Like, is there any way that we can pull this off without you? And if he says honestly no, then I mean, at least there's that. Last ditch effort, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have.
Yeah, I'd also hate to reschedule it and then he's not available.
Yeah, if he comes in.
Yeah, like if we push it till September and then he's still not available.
then it's too bad this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I'll take that action.
Yeah, maybe you can give us a walkthrough or something before then. I mean, is he not available from now and through that time frame, or just that?
I'm not sure. I'll have to find out when that project that he's working on starts.
Okay.
All right, then I'll just reach out to my volunteers and say we're just gonna hold on for a second, and I'll let you know.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
And I'll do that over the next few days. So
Okay.
we know. We have to make a decision if that's not the case. Okay. Okay, so now moving on to June 14th concert. So Leaf and the band shop signed up to fill the concert.
This is the movie date, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just need to get them the information to let us students know. So is that an action for Nick? Like what kind of information does he need?
Amy, you were kind of.
Yeah. He said he's willing to help however they can. He mentioned it to a few of the instructors and students, and there was definitely interest. So I guess it just depends how we want to set it up. If we want to let them know they have a specific amount of time, and then Lee can just decide how to divvy that up among who signs up for it, might be the easiest way to do it. Then us try to micromanage, like, you know, this person starts at this time and has,
Right.
you know, 5 minutes. So I guess we would just need to let him know, like, this is the time that you would have for setup, and then this is the time you'd have for concerts, and then you'd have to be cleaned up and, like, done by, you know, X time.
Okay.
I did make it clear, like, when I did the request, I let him know that we don't have, and I think you've talked to him too about sound equipment. We don't have the sound equipment that they would necessarily need to do a concert. We just had speakers for the movie.
Right.
So I don't know if I can ask him if, like, not necessarily a walkthrough, but like meeting him there so that he can see what they have access to, like where the electricity hookups are and that kind of thing. I don't think he needs to know a whole lot. I guess just timing, really.
So they're all 5 to 7, right? The concerts still 5 to 7.
Well, the movie.
Sunset is 8:35 on June
8:35.
14th.
I think when I emailed him first, I put like an hour between the end of the concert and the start of the movie. So 5:30 to 7:30, I think is what I suggested.
Okay.
But I don't remember exactly.
I guess it'll depend too how many people he has sign up.
Yeah.
Like how much of that space he is able to fill.
I'm assuming it's just going to be like individual students, no bands or anything complicated,
Could be.
right?
I mean,
Maybe small groups.
so from what I've gathered, the whole idea for this is to showcase the band shop. It's kind of free advertising for him, free band for us,
Right.
or filling the band gap there. And so I was just wondering from the commission what your guys' thoughts on that were. Like, is that your vision?
Yeah.
Is to have it be a showcase for them and let them do that?
Right.
Because if that's the case, we just let him know that. Tell him he can do the time slots. If somebody's going to be able to fill 15 to 20, gorgeous.
Yeah.
If somebody just wants to do Moonlight Sonata, then go for it, kind of thing. So
I was thinking
that's what I was thinking, but
Yeah,
whatever you
recital.
guys want.
Outdoor recital, basically.
Right.
Just each student plays one thing, and then the next one plays. So something that requires not a whole lot of setup between acts, not like full bands or anything.
Right.
Yeah, I think most of his students are pretty young too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I can check with him and see if he envisions being able to fill 2 hours. It might be a little tough to fill 2 hours.
Even if not, I mean, if they're younger kids, then that means the gaps, the younger they are, the bigger those gaps get. It's like,
But I do remember seeing, I think we talked about this already. I remember seeing advertisements for his store having like summer workshops
He
for
does.
for like a rock band kind of thing. And so,
Yeah, I think
That
they
would be a larger
do.
group.
They do like jazz and rock and
I was thinking more like that age range, teen age, that have some proficiency already.
yeah.
I'd like to see a mix.
yeah.
I'd like to see a
A
mix,
mix.
yeah.
Brings kids to a kids movie.
That's true.
Also.
Yeah.
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 So I think that's a good approach. Yeah, just being like, here's 5:30 to 7:30. However you want to do that time up works for us.
Does that include setup for him, or like would he have to show up before 5:30 to set up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well,
Before
one-
5:30.
It depends on how many people are performing.
Okay.
So Amy, you're the point of contact with the band shop.
I'm more than happy to be. Yeah, I
It
know
just sounded
Lee.
like you knew him.
I mean, if Nick wants to too, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
I think Lee was a little delayed in like initial response. So I take lessons at the band shop, so I'm there every week. So I just like kind of approached Lee in person and was able to get an answer. So if that's easier, I'm happy to do that.
Because I think when we come back in April and have more of he has an understanding of we want and he has an understanding of what he can do, we can have a better discussion in April to make
Right.
Nick and you comfortable with us and what we want to put on before the movie. But I agree, it gets kids in to see the movie, which is our goal.
I could also, I know it was Nick's idea, so I could let you take the lead, and then if you hit another wall of like not hearing back,
Yeah,
you could kind of tag me in, and then I can
Okay.
help, if that works.
that's fine. Can
Okay.
you send me whatever you have? You said you have his email.
I have his email, and then I can check with him and see if I could give you his number too.
Okay.
He seems very responsive by text, so I can check on that and then let you know.
Anything else on the June 14th concert right now?
Hmm.
Anything else on the June 14th concert right now? Okay. Don't worry about this next month. So the next thing on the agenda is the sound equipment upgrade. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Joe?
Yeah, speaking of Lee in the band shop again, he came over and went down to the SPARC's storage and set up and looked over the equipment that we currently have, and he is putting options together. And yeah, he was really great. He explained everything that we're going to need, why we're going to need it. He's fantastic. So he's going to do everything from top shelf all the way to bar. Yeah, just to give us options and stuff like that. So I trust it in his hands completely at this point.
That's great. Okay, so then it's Sykesville Cinema. So the October movie. So I know I can't remember the movie that we chose, but it wasn't available.
Casper.
Casper, that's right. So is everybody good with Beetlejuice?
Mhm.
Do you want to discuss it more?
I'm fine with that.
I like Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Cool, because I already made the graphic.
Awesome. And then I know Drew put together a new look for our Sykesville Cinema sponsorship application, as well as updating some of the sponsorships. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. I put this on commission business mainly because I want you guys to pass it or tell me we need to go back to the drawing board. But we've changed the benefits. There are some printouts between people.
Here, I'll share with Alex.
Thanks.
But the benefits being changed a little bit. A rolling series of slides will be shown 15 minutes prior to each movie. The slides will contain sponsorship advertisements as well as promotional items and PSAs for the town of Sykesville. Each slide will appear a minimum of 5 times throughout the pre-show. The sponsor is responsible for their own slides and needs to have them turned into SPARC 2 weeks prior to each showing. Sponsors' movies will be listed on the Sykesville Cinema movie schedule found on the town of Sykesville's website, the SPARC Facebook page, and all additional promotions. Where the big change is between bronze, silver, and gold. Bronze sponsorship, it's going to be $75 per movie, so they get to pick and choose and stuff. Silver sponsorship is going to be the whole entire series for the season. Gold sponsorship is that they're able to change their slides So, say Locomotive is having a different fall tasting menu or different sandwich, they're able to advertise differently come end of August, September time. And in addition to that, it isn't on here, and I'd like to add it. Not just slides, because we've had people interested already with sponsoring us, which is great. But some would like to do videos in which I've told them no less than 15, no more than 30 seconds.
Okay.
So that it's equally shared as much as the slides are.
Mm-hmm.
Does the gold sponsorship still get the Christmas movie as well?
Yes, yeah, so that's the change there.
Because it doesn't say it.
Christmas movie?
Yeah, there's no
did we-
Christmas movie this year.
Halloween movie?
You mean Halloween? Did we ever do?
No, we used
Well,
to do the.
There used to be a Christmas movie.
So
Well,
just
they do
the
show a
little
movie,
tapes that we show, we
um,
don't need a sponsorship for that?
Were you
Well,
talking about
since-
with Santa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Waiting in Line
Okay.
for Santa,
The
there's
ones
the
with
movie.
Santas.
Yeah.
So we used to have Santa's arrival at night, right? So
Oh,
there's only
that's right.
an hour's worth of daylight, so it kind of doesn't work out anymore.
Okay.
Because in between when we'd show 20-minute Charlie Brown, that would
Right.
end, then the band would play for 20 minutes, and while the band was playing for 20 minutes, we'd have like Christmas scenes on the screen with small logo in the corner, and that's where the
sponsors were.
sponsors were. But
I would go to the drawing board and see if there's not a way that we can wrap up the year giving big thanks to them, and maybe do our own thing, whether that be pictures of their business or them being involved in any way. Something just as a big thank you. I think that'd be nice.
Me too.
I agree.
Do we still have the cards?
Yes.
Okay.
We send thank you cards to the sponsors.
Awesome.
And Old Town Motor Company wants to be a gold sponsor again.
Fantastic. Yeah, got something to add about that when we get to websites. Oh, wait.
So if these are good to go, I guess you're gonna add the part about the videos being between 15 and 30 seconds.
Yep,
And then can you print out copies for us to
hand out.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Anything on this forum or regarding the Sykesville Cinema at this point?
Nope.
Okay, cool. And then moving on to pickleball.
All right. Pickleball rental. This is another thing for you guys to pass or decline. So Joe and I have had the idea, instead of putting a ton of money into something that the community may or may not use, that we'll have the offer of 2-day rentals with all the equipment, netting, all of that stuff, with really easy to use kind of map or direction to the basketball court off of Kalorama. Because according to people that I've asked and how it's been brought up before, that basketball court is not really used too much. Kids will hang out there, but they're not actually playing basketball. So just as a kind of tryout thing, and because that basketball court isn't close to anybody's house, so that the clickety-clack of that hard ball isn't going to be an annoyance, that'll be the proving ground. They'd have to come to Townhouse during the week if they wanted to get it during the weekends, and that's the idea. Free, of course, because it's for the community.
So you said 2 days. So
Yep.
I mean, like they would get.
So if they came in on Friday, they'd
have
get it
for-
Saturday and Sunday,
Okay.
return it on Monday.
Would you by any chance have a drop box for people that work and can't get here during the hours that the townhouse is open, but they could still get it?
We already have one, and I'll keep that in my pocket until the person comes, and then I'll tell them.
Okay,
Just put it here.
okay.
So the idea is just to see if there's interest. I mean, if it's being checked
Yeah.
out often, then the
Yeah.
town will possibly invest in a court.
In court stuff. I know that 3 or 4 years ago, the town had sent a survey out, and we either didn't get a ton of response or the responses are lost in time. So this is also on the back of this morning's news where Piney Run announced that they were doing a ton of work on their park, and they will be putting 4 pickleball courts in.
They got rid of the tennis courts and the
Yeah.
basketball courts for
Yeah.
the pickleball.
So,
I mean, that's great, but
Yeah.
also this is on the other side of town, so I figure
Right.
like it might be more accessible to people who don't want to, hop in the car, drive the whole way across to Piney Run.
Right.
And then I think there's also a entrance fee to Piney Run,
yeah, there's being a state park, yeah.
which is definitely worth it. But for some people, it might just be easier, especially like all these neighborhoods that are right behind Main Street. It would be much more accessible for them to.
So would the rentals only be for town residents?
Yeah, that's the idea. I think that this community is given plenty of skin when it comes to the splash pad.
Right.
I think that a little bit more focus on just the community is exactly what we need.
Yeah. Are there any modifications that need to be made to the basketball court?
There might need to be lines put in, and then at that point, I would just put basketball lines. Like you've got middle court, and then at 3-point line at the apex, you'd put another line on top of that, and that would be the bounce for how pickleball works.
How do you set the net up?
So portable nets, they've got stands and everything that go with them.
Cool.
And that's what they would rent?
Yeah,
would
they
take
rent
the
that
net
as well.
with them? Okay.
They'll probably already have their own paddles. They'll probably already have their own balls and stuff, but we'd have that on offer too.
So I rent this stuff out for free on a Friday and go up Saturday to play, and there's people playing basketball.
The same as if you wanted to play basketball, you just have to share.
Gotcha.
That's community. That's the idea. I leave it to you guys to approve or deny.
I like it.
How long will this be going on? Will this be available?
They could ad nauseum. I mean, it could go on until people no longer want to do it and we forget about it, or until the ask gets so much that we will do something.
Is the idea that if it becomes popular to convert that basketball court into a pickleball court?
It hasn't been said, but that was my idea that I had brought up to the powers that be.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know what the investment is, but I would assume that it's pretty low to be able to do this.
No,
Really?
truly.
The equipment is that expensive?
Not the. Oh, for the rental?
Right,
Yeah,
to do this.
no. For
Yeah.
the rental, yeah,
Right, to
the
do
price
this,
is
like,
the price is
this-
fairly low.
Yeah, okay. So I think that for like a low investment, it doesn't hurt to give it a try and see if people use it and like it. There's
Okay.
not really a whole lot to
I
lose.
like it.
Agreed.
How will we verify that residents, are in Sykesville that are using it?
Address. They'd have to
Okay.
when they come to
That
rent.
is on the form, but
Yeah,
okay.
that is something I threw together in 5 minutes. It's just that's it.
I think it's a great way to see the true interest in pickleball in this town.
Cool.
Any comments, Chris? You good with it?
Yeah. Good.
Okay, awesome. Okay, thanks, Drew.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, and then DSC collaborations. You haven't added that. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. Sorry. Julie has come to me. I went on her first walking tour of the season with for the DSC and got to learn some pretty cool stuff. And then we talked afterwards. So footage. I think we've all seen the awesome footage that they're able to get. They've offered use of their videographer sometime between April 23rd and May 12th. If we are interested in drone footage or promotional videos of our parks and playgrounds. The price is unstated right now, but there was a promise of negotiated, a fair price negotiation kind of thing. So look forward to that. They were wondering if they could use our screen and sound equipment for small creators films and unspecified themed movie nights. I told them that a commissioner or a chair or some kind of a liaison would most likely need to be in attendance to set it up and take it down, since this is something that's a SPARC item. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but I wanted to bring that in front of you guys.
Can they not use our original screen and the sound equipment that we're about to replace? And then we could train them on use of the equipment and let them have at it.
Okay.
That's my thought.
Were we
I
getting
think
a new
we're
screen, or
pretty
do we have
busy here, you know.
Oh,
separate screens?
we have two screens right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
I didn't know
one,
that.
like, top
Sweet.
or two, and-
It's a 12-foot screen, still nice, good condition, and the sound system we have today is being upgraded, so we could help them with step by step. And
I love that. Great idea, Billy. And then something that was brought up 2 days ago. Can we actually staff a tent at Farmers Market to recruit more volunteers and display all of our events?
We tried that a
It's been a
couple of
challenge
years
in the
ago,
past.
and that was hard. That was really hard because there's not that many of us, and
No, yeah,
and
that
our
was
summer
my
is
thought.
loaded.
It was more of like it ended up being more of a last minute decision. Like I know I did it a few times, but it was like the week before. I'm just like, hi, can I set something up at the farmers market? Because it just depends on availability.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll ask if we can do that again then.
Okay.
I would be happy to do it, but obviously not every
Every-
single one. Yeah,
Didn't we do the first Sunday of the month, the one year that we did it?
yeah,
I
maybe
feel like
once
it was
a month.
I feel like it was the first Sunday of the month because we didn't start, because we started the second Saturday for the movies, and that was a free weekend.
if we had some things like if you go to a nature center, you know, the touchy-feely things, or I don't know, snakes and frogs.
We did crafts.
Kind of
Yeah,
something to
like a
bring the
craft,
kids
Like a
in.
coloring
Touch tanks.
page.
Yeah.
We painted
And
rocks.
Mhm.
And Sparky.
Sparky.
You volunteer?
Although Sparky scares children sometimes walking around the farmers market. That's what we learned.
Not the new one.
No, that's true. That's true. I haven't tried the new one yet. I do think it would be. Do we know the date of the farmers market starts? 'Cause I do think
May something.
Soon.
I know it runs May to October.
Okay. Good. I mean, I think
Not off the top of my head.
it would be nice
unfortunately.
to at least have a presence there at the kickoff. of
The
it.
inaugural, yeah.
Did we one year didn't have our own tent, but we shared a tent with? Was it just the town's tent?
Mm-hmm.
And we just had somebody there.
We would need also like a handout. I think like having those
Yeah.
cards and
We had
the
those
4th of
pamphlets
July
there,
was
too.
really good.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
small that had just the events on them.
I don't know if we got a single volunteer from any of the years that we did the farmer's market though.
Nope.
That's, I met Dan at the farmer's market, and that's how I
you
got
from
the
the
SPARC.
farmer's market? Okay, never mind.
But I think also, well, at least since I've been on SPARC, I feel like that when we've gone, it's been trying to, like, we had crafts for kids, and like the focus was more on, I don't know, just
It was.
big part of the community as a part, as opposed to like trying to get volunteers
Okay, yeah.
or just having Sparky walk around. I mean, just that alone isn't gonna, get volunteers. Okay, so yeah, Drew, if you could see if it would be okay with us not giving like a certain, yes, we'll do it like these days, be a little
Yeah,
more
right.
flexible.
May 18th is the first one.
Awesome.
18.
Thank you.
But then, yeah, I think if we can at least get like a few of us that are available on May 18th, it would be good to do a first one. Right, and then moving into town updates.
All right, keep this as short as possible. So Linear Trail Parklet, Public Works, they were waiting for approval from the county that the Board of Zoning Appeals wouldn't be necessary. County gave the go-ahead. They said, yeah, we don't care. So we're waiting for a landscape company to get back to us to move forward, mainly for moving the equipment, putting down a concrete pad, that kind of stuff. But it should be done before the bulk of the season really kicks off. Website and social media. New sub page has been added to the Parks and Rec space of the town's website, labeled Sykesville Cinema. On this page are immediately the sponsors that we have, their logos and links to their websites. Also included is a coherent and easy to read schedule of the movies. That's the red schedule that you've seen already. So loved your idea and wanted to run with that and really just show appreciation. So French twist there. Old Town does not have a logo. I made them one.
I like that. I was like,
so if they like that, Chris, if you can find out.
Vince is gonna like that.
If they don't like it, then I'll go back to the drawing board on it.
No,
Do they
but-
have a picture on their sign?
they do.
It's even older than that car, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
but nothing online that I could steal.
No.
Yeah.
This presentation
No, but,
alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's on the website now. Social media, we're still updating. I've started sharing things a lot more, specifically DSC. There was the congratulations to the police officers who got awards and stuff.
That was
So
great.
if you see that kind of stuff through your feed, please like it. Share it if you want to. You don't have to, but that stuff helps with the algorithm 100%. Health permits, or new park rules, the new signs. So that is what we got back from Shannonbaum. I put that together not too long ago, and they were awesome to work with. Denise up there, just I was annoying and she never let me know it. So thank you, Shannonbaum, for that. So those are the signs we have there now, and they have been posted. That is at Millard Cooper in all of its glory. So thank you to Public Works for getting that done.
They look great.
That's great.
All right. Yeah, all the old signs have been replaced, so we're not even keeping ones that might have looked good. It's just they're all replaced. I ordered 25 of them, so we should have plenty left over for a good amount of time. Now, health permits. All current events that will have the Snack Shack open have permits that have been sent in, approved, and returned. The copies are already in the Snack Shack on the refrigerator in
that
the
cover.
plastic. Yep,
Great.
already
Thank
there.
you.
Sycamore trees. We have tried almost everything possible, even gotten some arborists and talked on the phone with the county's forester manager. There's the sycamores, there's 4 of them that are just dead. We're not going to be able to do anything to. There's 3 that we could probably limp along. So let me just read what I wrote. After reaching out to several consultants, we had a meeting with Davey Trees on Monday to see if there's anything we can do to keep from cutting down these trees. Proposal is being created to see what we can or what can be done about healing a lot of the trees in Miller Cooper Park, not just those. I know that there's the maple trees that are actually lining Cooper Road there that are the original trees that went to the hospital way back before 32 was ever thought of. So we really want to make sure those are okay. Davies Trees did tell me that he can see that there's a lot of possibilities for spotted lanternflies on those this year. So we'll keep an eye out on that. We've contacted OHW. They're going to come down and, like I said, cut down the 4 worst off sycamores. They're also going to tidy up down the hill, actually near Big Rock, the giant red maple that's there. It's got a lot of things called witches brooming that happens when limbs aren't pruned correctly. It causes a hazard. All that will be done before the Easter egg hunt.
Great.
So what is it? OHW?
OHW is a tree service.
Okay.
Oak Hill, I think, right?
Oak Hill Woods.
Well, so trees coming down or trees going back up?
So I would love to put something together for Arbor Day. We have some new-ish looking trees, but one that's still tied to a stake and being helped to grow. I know we've done Arbor Day plantings in the past. I'd love to do that again.
When is Arbor Day?
Arbor Day, that's a great question. I think it's in May.
Okay.
The mayor's done stuff over at Springfield on Arbor Day.
Yes, I reached out to them. That's on the agenda as well. I've reached out to them. They gave no indication that they're going to be doing Arbor Day specific things. But yeah, I will get to what they are doing this year.
And Mayor Link and I, because I was able to, because of my job, we planted a tree at Burkett last May.
Gorgeous.
The tree was already there, and then Mayor Link and I just put the mulch on it.
Don't tell anybody. I mean, we've got.
No, it was planted
Right.
for the day. We
Right.
just did the ceremonial cutting. She cut the ribbon, and then we put the mulch over it.
And
But that
there
was
are
a Burkett.
2 golden shovels down there, just itching to
Yes.
be used.
Yes.
So.
It's Friday, April 25th.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's coming up quick.
I'll let you
It's
know.
a week, yeah, it's a week after Easter egg hunt.
So I know sycamore trees are prone to disease, and that's probably what you're saying there, I'm not sure. But so I have a London plane, which looks in some variation of a sycamore tree, but when I got it a couple decades ago, had it planted, it's a beautiful tree, and I was told at least that variation, whatever, of a sycamore tree is less prone to disease and much healthier version of a sycamore.
What was
So
the name of it?
it's called a London plane.
As in air?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
I'll
if
get
it's
to that.
P-L-A-N-E or I-A-N. I don't know. Yeah, worth looking at. It's
Okay.
a beautiful tree.
Is that the one
Yeah,
that
because
everybody
the sycamores, amongst other things, there was a disease he didn't even know could actually get on sycamores. He's been in the business for 20 years, this guy from Davies. And also ash borer, beetles, which
Yeah.
don't usually like things except for ash. So we got that going for us too. The thought is going forward, and this isn't in the agenda either because living documents. The thought is to actually start to have some planning with the trees in all of our parks because they not neglected, but they need some love, for lack of a better phrase. Splash pad fencing. Deposit has been sent to Howard County, and it's been promised that they're going to get the new fencing 2 weeks before Memorial Day. They said that's just going to be a long day to get all of that done. Little Sykes Railway. All permits and registrations have been sent in, approved, and proofs given. Inspection is scheduled for April 29th at noon. I will be there with Mark Bennett to meet with the inspector. And then we purchased new flags, and they're raised because the old ones were looking mighty ratty.
What's the inspection for? Is it just a regular?
It's a yearly amusement ride inspection.
Gotcha.
Picnic tables. We purchased 4 new picnic tables for the season. They've been added to the 2 pavilions at Millard Cooper.
Nice.
And then Howard County volunteer services are going to be coming into South Branch, and they're going to be doing soft landing, which it makes it easier for bees to pollinate and do all their cool stuff. So they're going to do that for us. And then events and parks brochure. I put this together. Adrian, our curator over at Gatehouse, had the idea of putting a map together. I took that and ran with it into kind of a trifold. I wanted to do the maps, but I also wanted to have our events on there. I wanted a little shout out to say, hey, volunteer with us kind of thing. And I wanted to put Gatehouse's events on there too, because everybody likes, or everybody's impressed by good programming. And they've got some good programming coming up. So that is, the far right is the front. The inside is the calendar of events, and the back is the imposter Sparky with a QR code that takes you to our website. Thanks. And then some pictures up top just showcasing all of the things that we have, offer, do. I know the map looks a little rough. It did look rougher. If you have ideas on how I can clean that up, I would love to hear them. And like I said, lower right is our little blip of telling people how awesome we are.
Do you think, I'm sorry, Nick. Do you think eventually this is something that we could post on the website, and then when you click each of the parks, that kind of takes you to
The feature?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, once you kind of make whatever changes you want to make to it. But
Yeah, this is for your edification as well. This is a rough draft. I won't be printing this out until I get your guys' thumbs up, Joe's thumbs up. Everybody's on board with it.
I don't see the South Branch in the list.
No way.
Nope.
Seriously?
it's gonna throw all your spacing
I
off.
know.
Yeah. All right, add it to the list.
Could you, instead of having lines drawn all over the map, just put like little numbered bullets like you did with the houses? And
Yeah.
then make a numbered list.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you have it in your hands, and it might be hard for the people to see at home, and I'm sure you guys can't really see too well, but in your hands, is it like big enough that I can get away with that?
I think it could stand to be like just a little bit bigger so that it's easier to read the road names, so
Yeah.
that you can kind of identify where everything is.
Okay. Because I can actually do away with the descriptions, the written descriptions there, and just have
Right.
the name of the park and the amenities, and like number one, dot, name of the park, and then little symbols of these are the amenities that that park has.
I like the descriptions myself.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm reading through them.
Mm.
I think they're very helpful. Just quick
Me too.
one-liner.
I think you'd have to add a lot more, like for like the skate park. Obviously, you'd want to put that out, even if it's only at one park. So, if you were going to get rid of the descriptions, then I feel like you would need more of like these little indicators
Right.
to cover everything.
And I mean, I like the pictures, but maybe without them, it gives you a chance to
Expand.
do a better map. And because I think looking just even at the map, it's hard to say, where am I?
Right.
You know, and I don't know if putting like Sykesville Middle School might be helpful in there.
Yeah, because I know that
Yeah,
that map I
it's
took
interesting.
off the middle school, the townhouse, the police station.
Mhm.
Okay.
You know, and maybe even highlighting like Main Street instead of the, I don't know what the red lines are.
I think
Is that like
That's the
town limits?
boundaries.
That's the historic district.
And then the black and red line is the
Inside,
historic
yeah,
district.
black and red, inside is the historic
And then the
district.
red and white
Oh.
is
Town limits?
town limit.
Town limits is the other, yeah. But I don't know the I mean, the town limits I think are good, but I don't know that for the park piece, if the historic district's important.
Okay.
And could you take this piece, this description here, and remove it from there, add it back here, and then broaden the map?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very state on that back piece.
Right.
It's great information.
It is.
Yeah, I'm really glad we're getting updated brochures.
So,
Awesome.
Because then people can decide to go try something and do it versus I think a lot of them just like have the name. So it's like, okay.
Does this go to our website, the QR code?
It does.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, if you see a QR code with green, usually it's going straight to the parks website
Okay.
or our little section of it.
I would also say, at least in Miller Cooper and Lexington Run, highlighting the accessibility components
Right.
for
That's a
families,
good idea.
if they're looking for, like, where can I go
I-
if I was, you know.
So the descriptions are all taken from what we have on the website, Lexington Run and Millard Cooper. Those are written descriptions, but as you can see, as much real estate as we have in the back, we don't have much there right now. But that's something I can add once I move things around to the back.
Also, do we want to put Chris's? I know Chris is in charge of volunteers, but I don't know if she feels comfortable.
She stopped in
having-
yesterday and I asked. and
Okay.
Yep.
Just double check.
She said, put my phone number, house
Thank you.
address.
Blood type, whatever you need. Anything for SPARC.
And then, so bringing up Springfield. So self-care and wellness health fair. This is the event they're doing until fall. This is the one event that they're doing. I've already told her I will man a table for us.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll be working a table at this event on Wednesday, May 28th from 10 to 2, talking about parks and specifically because of what they're looking for. I'm going to be talking about the feature components on Linear Trail and that we have that. And I'm sure before that comes up, I'll be able to think of 2 or 3 more things and have something a little tactile there for people to play around with too. Anyone is welcome to join if you want to, if you're able to. Last thing I have is congratulations. 2nd year in a row, Tree City USA. So we've got a sign up here that we were able to put the sticker on. We have got a gorgeous white flag, Arbor Tree City USA flag. If you guys have any ideas on where we can put that, we'd love to hear it. But yeah, this was due in part to not just DSC and not just the mayor's initiatives, although those were important. It's your guys' volunteer work too. It's doing the events and the programming that you guys have done in the past. So honestly, congratulations.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yay.
Don't tell them about the sycamores.
No, having talked to people on that foundation, they would be like, yes, absolutely, take them down, plant new ones. So,
Drew, one more thing, if you can add it in. Jones Park and Cooper Park both have a mommy and me swing.
right.
And I don't think a lot of people know that. And I think moms with little ones that can sit up would like to do that and find that. So I
Absolutely.
think that would be a good selling point for those parks, that we have that. And that's thanks to Janet Jacoby. She got those for us forever and a day ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this is great.
Thank you.
Me too.
And I have one thing from a town resident that asked to be brought to SPARC, the splash pad. And the question about a concern from residents that the people that are going there are not coming into the rest of town, that they're coming with large groups and everybody's heard of, and there's nothing we can do about that. There was a question though, could the town, and I think you might have heard this, open up, or would SPARC be interested in opening up the snack shack during peak hours of the splash pad to get revenue in to the town, since people aren't leaving there, but the volume of kids, the, you know, water, maybe some ice cream or different snacks, you know, might go over really well.
So that's an idea I had in the first week I was here, and I want to do that personally from
Right.
parks, not from a commission's standpoint, but the town's standpoint. And I'd have a hard time putting all of our volunteer hours into keeping the snack shack open. What I would like to do is have teenagers that want to earn a buck, be
Like a
there.
job.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially during summer hours. But that, keeping everything above board, this year is a year of, I know I'm doing a lot. There's a lot more that I want to do, I promise you. So this year is me sitting back and listening and learning and I mean really listening, because I want to know what you guys want. I want to know what the community wants. So if things aren't done this season, it's not because I've forgotten about it. It's because we're in the beginnings phase here. So
Okay.
I hope that's a good answer.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Is there also maybe in the meantime a way to incentivize people, or I don't know if incentivize is the word, but to get people more likely to come down to Main Street after the splash pad and, you know, frequent the businesses like Firehouse for ice cream, or, you know.
I think part of it might just be advertising.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what I'm hearing, and I think we've all heard, that in the summer, the volume is not from town residents.
Right.
Right.
So they might not know,
Right.
they might not know what's past that.
Yeah.
So,
It would be great if maybe we could get, and I don't know if this is us, or DSC or who it would be, but maybe like signage up there to kind of make it known that, like, hey, we have free parking, we have, you know, ice cream, we have, you know, Keith's hot dog place, and maybe we can get some of that business like down onto Main Street where
Right.
they can like spend their dollars instead of them coming there and then, you know, just hopping right back on 32 and leaving.
You know, those signs that we have down at the intersection on one of the poles that just says says something like, it's only a 15-minute walk to the old schoolhouse, or it's
Right.
only, so we could just have simple signs like that.
Something Main Street for.
Come down the hill for Main Street.
Well, how about the hot dog folks make their way up to where the people are?
Yeah.
Oh, like a little hot dog cart.
I
Ice
think, well, I guess the
cream,
question
you know.
would be, we would need to be giving, would we need to give permission
Yeah.
for someone to come into the park with a food truck or something?
Right.
That's true.
I think it was kind of like, can the town, if the town runs the snack shack, you know, then the town's prospering from the money that's going into
Right.
that splash pad to keep it.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Because if I've heard it time and time again, I've only been in the splash pad once or twice, and we want to go more, but there's too many people there, and they're all from outside. So since we can't stop that, if we're able to monetize off of that fact and put it back into the community and things that aren't necessarily hot ticket items for people an hour away, I love that.
Yeah.
Have we done surveys at the splash pad? Just asking where people are coming from, get a better idea.
At the gatehouse, because that's mainly where somebody's working, but not from SPARC or town.
I think the perspective has been, I guess buses show up
Right.
with the location of the daycare center, summer
I
camp
didn't
that they're
realize
coming
that.
from. Yeah.
Can't you do something like wristbands or something? They have to come to town to show that they're a town resident to get a wristband to go to the.
Because it's
public space.
it's public.
You can't keep people.
It's like any park, you can go to any park.
Okay.
Do the daycares need to contact you, or they just show
They
up
just
in
show
their
up.
van?
They just show up.
It'd be
So-
nice if we could limit daycares to like 1 day a week, and then town residents would be like, oh, we don't go to the splash pad on Wednesday, because that's when all the daycares are there. Because I think that's what's making people turn away. And the minute they see a daycare van, they know it's very crowded, and their little ones are gonna.
But I think
Not
that
have
would
as
just
much
be
fun.
would you be willing to work with us, not
Right.
we can't force them to do
Right,
that.
right. Just a suggestion for our town
But maybe
residents.
this summer,
Yeah.
just having you out there
Right.
during the day to see what's.
To see what's going on, because then the idea comes up of, well, if these buses are getting in there and there's hardly any parking, once we get the parking situation situated, could we say, hey, chief, they're parked down there illegally, like they're not parked in a certain way, like,
Right, well, I mean, buses should be parking in the school parking lot. You know, larger vehicles should be
Right.
parking in the school, not right at the splash.
is that what they're usually doing?
I think they're doing a mix of stuff.
Okay.
Well, so I know also, I don't know the legality of this, but right, there are certain counties who charge to get into county parks, but if you live in the county, it's free. Is there a way, and I don't know how we would gate it off or
But
like
they-
ticket
yeah,
it, but
you would need someone sitting at the end. I
Yeah.
mean, it's wide open entrance. It's not like it's a gated park.
right.
That
Should we stop advertising our splash pad so much?
It's already
I
out.
know.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows. Everybody knows.
you should.
But this is an opportunity. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm not going to take, and I don't think any of us should take, this is how it is. This is just the way it is. This is the splash pad, and we'll get people from an hour away for the end of time. I think that with all of us thinking about it now that it's brought up, I think we can all come up with some different scenarios and situations where it's given back to the community at least a little bit, if not more. So if you guys don't mind just thinking that over, not just the next month, but going forward, I'd appreciate it, because I'm not smart.
You what?
I'm not smart.
We beg to differ.
Yeah, you've done a good job.
Thank you.
No, I mean, I love the sign down the Main Street.
Yeah.
You know, I love the idea of figuring out the whatever, snack shack. And I don't know if we'd have kids, I mean, there might be enough volunteers. If the money's just coming into the town and those seniors, they'll like wait till the last second, and if you can say, you get all of your hours in one summer.
Yeah, but seniors need to have it done before they graduate.
No, I'm saying that like the
rising
summer
juniors.
between, the rising seniors, the summer
Yeah.
between junior and senior year, be like,
Yeah.
we will give you priority.
But they can't work. You can't work and get
No, they
service.
can't get
You
paid.
can't get paid and earn service hours at the same
No, it
time.
wouldn't be paid.
Okay.
Right, yeah, no,
Even
because
better.
it's giving it back to the town, right?
Right,
So-
right.
They would have to be supervised though by.
Yeah,
And if
one of us
someone's
would have to be
there,
there.
then we can get that feedback of, like, who's there.
This month.
The what?
I said it's not something we're gonna solve this month.
No.
Yeah. Are there vending machines there?
No.
No.
I mean, that I don't know the expense of that, but that could be something maybe in the meantime. I don't know how much money you can really make off of a vending machine, but if there were drink machines and snack machines, I'm sure parents would cave and purchase whatever's in there.
I'll look into that.
Yeah, I just don't know like the cost benefit payoff
There's
or
the
something
cost
like that.
benefit there, and
Yeah.
in terms of
Yeah.
previous parks, I've
Like
been at
vandalism?
vandalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or increased litter.
I'm sorry?
Or increased litter.
We had that. Yeah, we had that concern last year, didn't we?
There's been so much more litter since they
More trash. Do you think opening the snack shack and then giving them more trash to scatter?
But if
would
somebody's at the snack
exacerbate-
shack, I feel like it's a little different. I mean, it's like somebody's
Yeah,
watching
vending
them.
machine. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's interesting, I went to Harper's Ferry, and they don't, it's at a state, at the federal national park, they don't have trash cans.
Yeah, you get to pack it out.
You're not allowed to leave it, yeah, there's no place to put the trash.
Maryland,
And there's signs that say, take it with you, leave no trace.
Maryland state parks are the same, and it's a nightmare.
Is it?
Yeah, specifically at water featured parks,
Interesting.
Greenbrier. Yeah, it's
Tapsico.
yeah,
Yeah, Tapsico
it's
is
a ton of trash, and they're filling about 2 dumpsters just by. That's what they have their seasonals doing until 11 o'clock at night for the last 3 hours of their shift, every single night during Memorial to Labor. It's rough. It's good on paper. It looks good on paper to pack it in, pack it out, but lead a horse,
It's not practical.
water, all that good stuff. That's all I got. Thank you to the citizen. I liked the question. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else from the commission? Okay.
All good.
What was that?
I say all good.
Okay. Okay. A motion to end the SPARC meeting at 8:18.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Over.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.